with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian, Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And obviously, if we are live on Talk 4 Media, K4 HD Radio, and streaming on over 100 platforms around the world. And I'm sitting in the co-chair because we're going to have a round robin of a bunch of people coming in from technology. I call them the toy world. We got some interesting things going on. Obviously, everything that we do at CES is always live, and there's always a great bunch of couple people coming in and their countries and their companies. So instead of me sitting in the hot seat, I have someone here. I liked his brand. I liked what they had. As soon as Steve Winter sent it over, I'm like, I like this company. We got to have them on. So they're not from the toy world, but they really are the toy world. And anytime you can come to CES, Consumer Electronics Show, that means you got something big that you want to debut. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're coming from. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you guys. I'm GJ here from MyFirst, which is a kids tech company from Singapore. And we're based in LA right now. Probably I can introduce some of the products.
Absolutely.
All right. We are the first that actually created these safe social circles for kids. It's applications like this. Put it nearer. All right. So it's a safe social circles for kids. It comes with kind of like a hybrid of like Instagram that you can actually load a lot of different photos, and it comes with a GPS tracking as well. It comes with GPS tracking that you know where your kids is. It actually works with a wearable smartphone. It's kind of like a watch, but it comes with a LTE cellular connections that you can actually make some video calls. You can make here's the calls. You can make a video calls and. So it comes with GPS tracking that you can know where's your kids, and you can stay connected with the kids, and you just make a video calls to the phone, and the parents can pick up, and they'll be like, hello, hi.
So is the watch itself a phone, or do you need a phone? The watch itself is a phone. Okay.
The watch itself is a phone. It comes with like a built-in eSIM and connectivities. It runs on the cellular network, and you can make phone calls, video calls, and more. Yeah, you can take photos and share on the social circles that all the kids actually can share on the common social circles, where the parents can actually view from the apps here. There are videos, there are other things. So we kind of created a safe social circle for kids to stay connected. They can have like group chat, etc. And sometimes it's quite risky for kids to get on the digital world early, that they might actually get a lot of harmful content from Facebook, Instagram, or other platforms. And that's why I actually created a safe social circle for them. The parents can actually control the contact. The whole contact list is being controlled by the parents. They can add friends when they meet some friends outside, but the approval will be gone through from the parents. Well, we also have this kids camera. It's AI cameras that also link to the social circles, that you can take videos and photos, and it comes with AI functions.
Take camera up more so we can see it.
This is a great idea. I mean, kids are going to be exposed to technology. They're going to learn technology one way or another, and to put it in the hands of the parents and be able to control the content, know where the kids are safely, give them an easy option for calls, This is brilliant. So how long did it take you to come up with this idea and develop it?
Wow. I started the companies because of my daughter. So when she's like young, 2 years old, I use DSLR to take photo for her. And she went to take my DSLR take photo for me. And DSLR is quite heavy those days, and I worry she drop it and hurt herself, and my few $1,000 of camera were gone. So I kind of researched online, couldn't find any cameras in a decent kids camera in the market. I can only find those plastic toy cameras that got sounds and lights. So I'm thinking, why don't actually we create some decent camera for kids? That's where we actually started My First, and that called My First because it's the first technology for the kids, and that formed the brand. And along the way, actually, I found more and more things actually that's not catered for the kids. Like my kids actually want to know her friends when they are on childhood, and I just couldn't find a contact to contact their old friends. And I'm thinking, why don't actually the kids have their own social circle? And that's actually come out the ideas that we should actually create a safe social circles for the kids, and that how we form the whole thing. Then from the way, and they start to take videos, they start to like to edit videos and post on Instagram, like us, right? So we are trying to make it like easier device for them to create content, and that's actually come out the AI camera for kids.
Give you social
Okay.
media.
Wow, this is amazing. Do you mind if I ask one more question?
Sure.
What have you found with parents when you've introduced this? Have you found that they're embracing it, or have you found that they're a little bit fearful and standoffish of it?
I guess always when we start something new in the markets, there will be certain fear from the parents, but it's amazingly received great response on the markets. We have achieved like 1 in 15 kids in Singapore that is using our products, and we also just launched into like Walmart, Sam's Club in the States, and you can find on the retail stores, more than few hundreds retail stores in the markets right now have our products. We see the sales growing pretty strong. Yeah, I believe it's starting to embrace the technologies when the products is actually safe and good for the kids.
Yeah, that makes
Thank
a
you.
lot of sense.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up. Oh, give you social media links one more time.
Yep, you can visit our social media links or our website myfirst.tech, just myfirst.tech, or you can search us from LinkedIn just at myfirst, or our Instagram myfirst.tech.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Carol.
All right, next up. Hey, all you skiers who like to do different things out there, this one is interesting because I'm not that skier, but I would do something differently, and he's going to talk about this. So the first electric what?
Hello to everyone. I'm Ivan Mura, the CTO of eOutdoor, the company that is building this device. This is the first electric ski for ski touring. With this device, we would like to bring ski touring to a broader audience, helping them to reduce the muscular effort needed to enjoy this wonderful sport. Because ski touring mixes nature, mixes sport activity and exciting downhill with the skis. But starting with ski touring for a non-trained people, it's a little bit hard because the muscular effort needed it's high. With this device, we can reduce the muscle effort by 30%, ensuring 2 times the speed horizontally and 4 times the elevation. So how it works? We have a battery, we have a truck that rotates, as you can see. Maybe lift it up. Yeah, lift it up. Okay, and an electric motor. Okay, during the uphill activity, the motor will help you to go further because the belt acts like a truck. Okay, and before going downhill, you just need to remove the battery, the motor, and the belt, placing it in the backpack, and it transforms itself in a standard ski. So you can go downhill as a standard one. The interesting thing is that we developed an algorithm that is able to activate the ski automatically. So you do not have to think about buttons or activate something, but the ski is trying to predict your next move, helping you to push the leg forward and helping you to enjoy the mountain. We are not selling this product directly. We are partnering with biggest ski brands in order to integrate our technology on the ski. And we hope to keep this product available to the public in the next year. Okay.
Wow.
And also tell them about cross-country skiing.
Yeah, it's possible to do cross-country ski. You can do both slope, high slope, slow slope, or classic cross-country. The belt will help you to reduce the effort of linearly pushing forward the ski. Okay, so this is the most painful movement that you can do to drag the ski forward, and that's it. This is Eskimo.
This is really cool. I don't know about you guys, Terri Marie and Howard, but I am a total bunny skier, bunny hill skier, and I can't imagine honestly using an electric ski on the downhill. That feels like, ooh, you know, maybe I'd be going faster than I already am trying to go. But the cross country, I love nature. How brilliant is this, right? To get
Thank
people
you.
out, and I'd be way more active than I would be otherwise.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And think about this the small ski locations. With the product like this, you can bring more people to enjoy the mountains without big ski lifts or without a lot of the equipment that is needed today. Okay, and with the assisting bring to the from the electric motor, you can even bring newer people, downhill skiers that never tried ski touring, that can now enjoy the sport.
That's so cool. I would love to put this with where clients at our boutique hotel in southern Chile could rent these maybe and try it out. That would be awesome.
How fast do they go? What speed do they go?
The maximum speed is 2.5 meter per second. So it's higher than the standard skis for sure. And talking about the rentals, yes, we are receiving a lot of requests from rentals because this is our optimal product for rentals, because it's a new service that they can offer to the people. And maybe in the future we will try to collaborate directly with ski resort and with rentals in order to give them some skis and try to spread this kind of product.
Give you social media links.
Yes, our social media account on Instagram is Eskimo dash Swiss, and our website is ae-skimo.swiss.
I was looking
You
for
can sell them in the gift shop.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next up, this is for those experienced seniors. I saw the press release on this and I really liked it. So he's going to talk about this companion. Terri, I was thinking about your mom on this one. Tell him who you are, where you're coming from.
Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Tom Stevens. I'm CEO and co-founder of Tombot, and this is Jenny. Jenny is a fully interactive robotic emotional support animal, inspired by my mother, who, after she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's dementia, I had to take away her dog for safety reasons. She was rather unhappy about me, so I realized that there was an opportunity to make her happy.
This is a great idea, right? What you know, it's not having the same kind of care. Does the dog interact in any way?
It does. This one's not powered on right now. So she's actually designed to treat the behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia and reduce the need for certain medications, including psychotropics. She'll actually be the first puppies to be FDA medical devices. And the reason they work is that people form emotional attachments to them. And what we did, we studied with over 700 seniors with dementia, and we learned they had a very strong preference for realism. Realism in appearance, realism in texture, but most importantly, realism in behaviors. They have 5 mechanical subsystems. They can open their mouths, but not just open and close, a lot of fine expressiveness. They open and close their eyes, they move their ears, their head and neck move, giving them that range of motion and those very cute puppy expressions. And then, of course, the tail moves. And they're interactive through a sensory system. They can feel how and where they're being touched. They can tell the difference between a simple touch, a slow caress, vigorous pet, and being held. They respond to a long list of voice commands that you might expect a lap dog to be able to do, but only to their name. We come with a smartphone app that allows for a number of configuration settings, including naming the robot, and then once it's named, it'll only respond to that given name. They can feel themselves being moved, so if they're picked up, they know not to squirm and risk being dropped, and a variety of other sensors to help them understand their environment and exhibit a behavior that's appropriate to that context. And we teamed up with Jim Henson's Creature Shop, the people behind the Muppets and Sesame Street, to do our artistic design. And with their help, this is the world's most realistic robotic animal, scientifically designed to stimulate emotional attachment. And then once in place, we become a unique platform for treating those seniors for the behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia.
That's really good because my mom has dementia, and so that's something that might work for her because we can't have the dogs around her because she gets anger issues where she punches. That's a later something that happens with some dementia that people like really don't realize that so you can't really have a real animal around them because they get too rough with them. So that's like a good option. So I just wanted to add that. It's really good.
Great point. So personality changes are very common among seniors with dementia. The symptoms associated with dementia include loneliness, anxiety, depression. In my mother's case, hallucinations and violent anger.
Yep, mine.
Whoops.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Have you also, Howard? I've had people that their personalities radically change, kindest people in the world, but with the symptoms of dementia and Alzheimer's became very angry and cursive. And
so basically anybody that's sick is going to have a short temper because they're in pain.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's a great point too. Over 80% of seniors with dementia in nursing homes, skilled nursing facilities.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Just us.
What a great idea, right? When there's not that option for the live animal to be a safe to have this. And, it would be interesting too to have, I wonder if there's some way that the animals could communicate. Hi.
Hi, I have a question for you as well.
Sure.
Now, on your website, it has reserve puppy.
Yeah.
Do they all look the same at this point in the same color? And how much are they, if you would tell us?
Absolutely. So to answer your first question is we started with a Labrador Retriever puppy. She's modeled after an 8 to 10 week old puppy. About 6 pounds, designed to lay comfortably on the person's lap or a table or chair, somewhere where they can remain in close contact and interact. These puppies are, since they're treating dementia, anything on the floor presents a fall risk for a senior with dementia, so they're designed to never go on the floor. We started with the Labrador Retriever puppy for several reasons. One is studies show that people associate yellow fur with floppy ears with friendly traits, and dark color hair with pointed ears, think Doberman Pinscher, with aggressive traits. So
interesting.
The labs were convenient there. Secondly, they've been the most popular dog in America for the last several decades. Actually just got knocked off the top spot by the French Bulldog during COVID, since that dog doesn't have to move very much. People didn't have to take it outside very often, where labs need a lot of exercise. But they also come naturally in 4 different colors: yellow, black chocolate, and a pale chocolate that's referred to as silver. That's that bluish gray fur that Weimarander's hand. It's really beautiful on the Labrador. But we will offer other breeds in the future, but our next prototype will be a kitten.
How big are so I got kicked off because I'm in California here with the fires, and so the wind's really bad, so my internet connections keeps going in and out. So I apologize. But how big are the
Sorry.
dogs? I don't know if that question was answered. It was about the size.
So let me just ask one last answer. So the dogs, we have two business models where we sell to the family members on behalf of the loved one with dementia for a single price of $1,500. We're also a B2B. We sell through hospitals, assisted living, skilled nursing facilities on a long-term rental basis. And that price is determined based upon the quantity ordered and the duration of their equipment, commitment rather. They weigh about 6 pounds. They're about 14 inches from the tip of their nose to the base of their tail. Okay. And once again, designed, they have a flat belly, if you notice, actually kind of hard to see here. But by having a flat belly, it helps distribute the weight across a broader surface so they can sustain that weight on their laps for a much longer period of time than you can with a normal dog that has very sharp elbows. They're so rechargeable batteries. They're designed to last all day on a single charge, and they plug in rechargeable overnight. And software updatable. We will continue, like a smartphone that moves, will continuously update the software in the robot for the life of the robot.
And give you social media.
So you can reach us at tombot.com, and our social media handles are all Tombot Robotics at the various platforms. You can find those handles on our landing page on tombot.com.
One other question before we let you leave. Do you have an affiliate program where other people can get them and pretty much talk about them, show them everywhere for people to see and get the word out?
It's a great question. We've had a lot of requests for that. We are still pre-revenue. This is our final alpha pre-production. We'll be in beta shortly. As soon as the betas are working, we will lock those down and then go into production and start fulfilling our backlog of orders. So things like affiliate programs are probably not 2025 topics for us, but more like 2026. But we do expect to have those types of programs ultimately in place.
Wow. This
Thank you
is so
so
cool.
much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So next up, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Everybody loves that. Is so Rebel, you'll like this one. Anybody who has floods or anything going on like that, this is really important. I saw them unveiled Monday, and I said, this is what everybody needs who has floods. You got floods coming. This is why it's important.
Thank you, Brian. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
And I'll put the headphones so I can hear you. There it is. So yeah, hello everyone. I'm Alex with FlowStop, and I'm gonna present to you the flood barrier FlowStop. So if you had to look at flood barrier before, you're already pretty surprised that I can lift a flood barrier with one hand, because every flood barrier, you know, are heavy, bulky, and really hard to install. And so FlowStop solved this problem. We created an inflatable flood barrier. So it's basically a drop stitch inflatable cushions, two of them actually, that we put in the door frame that's supposed to expand, crush the gasket on the side of the FlowStop, and make your door waterproof.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
This is really incredible. We actually have one of our new sales rep here at CES who saved his house using FlowStop during Helene in September. He was telling us that none of his neighbors are back in their house yet. They lost everything. They had over 3 feet of water in their house, and his house, because he was using FlowStop, had not a drop of water inside. So it is really incredible because anybody can use it. It's very light. So even people with mobility issue who can't lift anything heavy can very easily store that in their house and install it when they need.
Do y'all have them for windows as well?
Exactly, yes. So when we work on doors, we have this technology of a double cushions, with a cushion at the bottom and one on the top. The purpose of the top one is to replace a roof or a ceiling so that the lower one can push against something and be blocked and create a pressure down, a force that goes down to create a waterproof. But when we work with window, it's a single cushion that push in 4 directions. So we can protect window, garage door, any opening that has a frame.
Now,
How much testing have you done with this?
Lots of testing in our basin center, and recently with the major hurricane, we had a lot of clients that used it and saved a lot of their assets.
And it recently helped out Hurricane Helene.
Yeah. So the use case I was mentioning was during Hurricane Helene in September, one of the worst they've had to suffer.
Yeah. I've been through 10 hurricanes, so this is of great interest.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Now,
Mhm.
how do they stand up with debris and animals that, happen to be in flood water? How does that product stand up?
So we've made some tests to see how strong they can be. To have a hurricane-proof device, so a device that can resist any debris, you want to be able to resist a piece of wood that's thrown at a 9-pound piece of wood that's thrown at 36 miles per hour. Our device can withhold 5-pound piece of wood thrown at 36 miles per hour. So we don't have a certification for hurricane yet, but we are able to resist a lot of debris. We have shown a lot of video where we can drive a forklift on the device without exploding it. We've been trying to stab it with a knife and not going through with sharp ones. So it is very strong. Now it's an inflatable, so it's not completely indestructible, but it's a very strong inflatable.
So do you feel that it'll hold up to alligator teeth?
Yeah, I would say if we don't cover it with blood, we should be safe. Now, if they're hungry, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to ask that question because there's places in Florida and places in Louisiana that flood, and when they flood, especially in Louisiana, some of the swamp animals will get up in that water and they'll be all up in there, and alligators are included.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it can resist an alligator trying to escape, but an alligator trying to chew at it, it'll be really hard to resist that. But we've been working with nuclear power plants, local governments, insurance company in France, and so we've went through a lot of testing to prove the resistance of the device and the capacity to resist the water.
And give you social media links.
And so you can find us at flowstopfloodbarrier.com or at flowstop.co on Instagram. Thank you all.
Wow. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
So coming up next, like I said, there's a lot of great products. This is not even the best that I've seen out there. This is some of the best. Let's talk about this next one coming up. Who are you and where are you coming from?
Hello, so I'm Franck Barat. I'm CEO and co-founder of G-Light in France, near Paris. And what we are doing is called what we call indoor photovoltaics. So basically, it's photovoltaics that works inside buildings with ambient light. And it's meant to replace disposable batteries or rechargeable batteries on electronic devices.
Wow, this is brilliant. Who's losing power all the time? And it looks like this is lightweight. I'd love to know because some of the power banks I've dealt with are very heavy.
Yeah, well, so it's not a power bank. So the power it can generate can power, for example, sensors, all kind of sensors for smart home, smart building. We can power remote controls, keyboards, mice, or so small electronic like that. Yeah, it's very efficient. So it's almost 28% efficiency, which is 3 to 4 times more than the traditional amorphous silicium. And it's also very long lasting, so very stable over time.
Wow. What are some of the, oh, sorry, Rebel. What are some of the uses? What are some of the best uses for it?
Yeah, typically the remote controls, so you don't have to replace the batteries, so it's fully autonomous. Also, all kind of, like I said, the sensors, so heat, humidity, CO2 sensors inside home. Also, just a security sensor, smoke detectors. So those are the best use cases for us. Or also smart watches, but this is different.
Wow. Very, very interesting. What were you going to say, Rebel?
I believe that was Terry.
Oh, Terry.
Okay.
Sorry, Terry.
No, I'm having some interference. I have all this wind going on here. So
Yeah.
So I do have a question. So how do you feel that your product is doing at the show today? Like what is the reaction of the people? How are you feeling about the reaction?
So we have a very good reaction, mostly from Asia, because we already have a team based in Taiwan. So and those are our customers, the OEM, ODM, and they like our product because indoor photovoltaic is quite new on the market. It's been a few years now that you can find new technologies, but they all lack efficiency, and when they are efficient, they are not long-lasting. So, and we solve this problem, and so basically we are very efficient, and we are also very long-lasting, and we don't use any toxic or critical material in it. So they like it very much.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. So all the components in your product is safe for long-term use?
Yes, we don't use it's only organic or inorganic, and we don't use heavy metals. We don't use lead. We don't use toxic solvents in the process. So it's fully recyclable.
I love that.
Give your social media links.
Yes, and you can find us on the web on the glight.com. Just
Okay.
Glight.
Really lovely.
Thank you very much. See you.
Okay. Next up, our last round of people coming up. Come on over from Z-Box. They'll be talking about, they got this plane that I'm looking at that I saw on the show floor, which is quite interesting. They're going to talk about this. Come on over. Tell them who you are and where you're coming from.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Hope you're all. Hi. Hope you are all doing well. So my name is Erwan. I'm working for Z-Box, the accelerator of the CMA CGM group. So I don't know how familiar you are with CMA CGM, but we are now working for CMA CGM. We have been founded in 2018, and we are now working for CMA CGM, the group, and 15 other industrial corporate partners located everywhere in the globe. So we have offices in the Caribbean, in Washington, D.C., in Manchester, in UK, in France, in Singapore, and now in Abidjan. The purpose is to scout for the best startup worldwide, mostly in the supply chain, maritime industry, decarbonization, and energy-related solutions, to make sure that we can help our corporate partners and industrial players to accelerate transformation, AI, and decarbonize the overall industry.
Who are the other people that you brought with you?
So we are lucky. So we brought 10 startups from Z-Box, situated everywhere in the globe. We have a booth here, and so you will listen from our best startups. We invited them at the CES in Vegas, and so I think the first you will hear about is from Bill with Flying Ship. And so we help these startups, we accelerate them, and we make sure they are a product market fit, and we even help them to raise funds. Be in touch with industry leaders to make sure this product is awesome and they can make business or get funds from our corporate VCs and energy funds.
You're in a lot of countries. How are you distributing these products? Strictly through the organizations that you were mentioning?
Yeah, it's a kind of complex. So we have presence, as I said, in 6 different regions, but we have specific corporate partners in each region. So, for example, in APAC, we have a presence in Singapore, and we're working with CMA CGM, SIVA, the Port of Singapore, so PSA, Bureau Veritas, and maybe smaller corporate partners. And so they got industrial problems. We listen to that, and we make sure we have right partnerships with the right VCs, for example, or we scout by ourselves. We do some kind of awards or whatever worldwide, and so we provide them with the best solutions we found on the market in line with their industrial problem. It's the same for example, in the US. So we are based in Virginia. So we're working with BNSF, so the #1 railroad freight in the US, and the Port of Virginia. So CMA CGM, Port of Virginia, BNSF, they know their tight relationship. So they have specific pain points. And so we make sure that we can get solutions for them based on these pain points, but it's more or less based locally. So, and we try to, of course, with our process, whatever, to reconcile everything from the 8 show in Marseille. So we make sure we're all on the same page in terms of delivery to our corporate partners.
And let's take a look at this.
Yeah. So,
coming up?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear from some of our best startups. So Bill. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Oh, I think he took his earphones off too soon.
So I'm Bill Peterson, CEO and founder of Flagship Technologies Corporation. Here's a mock-up of one of our unmanned or uncrewed ground effect vessels. This is not an aircraft. It's technically a maritime, it's a wing and ground effect maritime vessel, like a hovercraft, high-speed hovercraft. It doesn't leave this dynamic cushion of air that's sandwiched between the wing and the ground, which increases the lift, decreases the drag, and importantly, also enables it to be classified, as I mentioned before, a maritime vessel, so we don't face a lot of the regulatory headwinds that have crippled the urban air mobility market.
Yeah, maritime is super interesting. How will these be used?
So I'm being asked to display everything. So the way that they'll be used is for shipping and logistics, right? Because so the advantages that we get are that it's because of the advantages I just mentioned, it's less than a quarter of the operating cost of a comparable aircraft, 10 times faster than anything on the ocean, and provides countless numbers of additional access points to coastal regions, and it's green technology. So we can dramatically improve the lives of people that need time-critical, price-sensitive delivery around coastal areas like the Caribbean, Greece, or really anywhere where you need
Organ delivery, for example?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Organ delivery, for example?
Perfect case, organ delivery. Now we're scaling this up to be able to eventually take a delivery van sized payload to anywhere with a coastline. So right now we're just launching a version that has got about a 10-foot wingspan and has a 50-pound payload. So the organ delivery is perfect for this. But where we really see the opportunity is being able to take 1 to 3 tons of payload to really change the unit economics on islands and coastal regions and to ships out at sea.
Yeah. Wow. This is really amazing.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. If there's no other questions, I'll turn it over to
social media links.
Social media links. So website is flyingship.co, and you can find us on LinkedIn is where we're most active, and also lots of cool videos on YouTube as well. So thanks everybody. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for that. Thanks, Doug. Who are you? Where are you coming from?
Hello.
This is Behruz Abdi. I'm CEO of the Zadar Labs, and we are a Silicon Valley-based company since 2019. And what we build is what we call a 4D imaging radar. Now, before I get into what that means, is that, as you know, digital cameras have been very pervasive. They're embedded into cell phones, into PCs, cars, surveillance cameras, everything. Everything has eyes. There's a fundamental limitation with digital cameras. It's two-dimensional and has a limited field of vision of about 50 meters. And in fog or dust, it can't see anything. So it has what we call line of sight challenge. Enter digital 4D imaging radars. What we do with radar is radio frequency based. And we can see in 4 dimensions of distance, the 2 dimensions plus distance plus velocity. And what that means is that it's like bringing X-ray vision to machines to your surveillance cameras. Now it can see through the fog. It can see clearly. We don't see color, so we help the camera. We don't replace the camera. We augment the camera. So now the camera can see in multiple dimensions the image. We can do classification with AI. That if you have a surveillance camera, imagine that you're a security officer and you're sitting behind multiple screens, zooming into a few hundred meters there, a few hundred meters there, always looking for security threats. Well, the radar, what it does, imaging radar, what it does is that it's looking literally at tens and tens of areas and targets. So it tells the camera where to look, where to zoom in. And then it says, hey, there's a person 200 meters and weaving in and out of the shrubbery and the trees, and you want to zoom in there, and it looks like they're coming in close to the building, and it's a threat. So zoom in into that area. So that's the kind of thing that we bring. Our applications are in everything from automotive to agriculture to automated tractors, into automated robots, what we call AMRs, which is autonomous mobile robots, like delivery robots. Everything that's going out and becoming automated, that requires this multi-dimensional imaging that we bring.
Have you considered the use of air traffic control?
Very much. We categorize that under critical infrastructure. Whether it's the airport air traffic control, or whether it's looking at drones, threats, border security, a oil field in the middle of nowhere where you want to you can't have security guards all the time, and you want to have that threat identified. So absolutely, that is a key area of focus for us. And our website is zadarlabs.com. And we're also active on LinkedIn, and lots of cool videos if you look for it on YouTube, and you'll be able to see it.
Very cool. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and thank you so much for your time. And I'm going to pass on to the next speaker here.
All right, we got 2 more people coming up. I hope the audience is enjoying this, because it's hard to get everybody in, but they all wanted to come on. All right, tell them who you are and where you're coming from.
Hi everybody. I'm Raphael Frisch from France. We are one of the ZBug startups, and what we actually do, so the company is called Hawaii.tech. It's difficult to tell it, so just Google for Hawaii.tech on LinkedIn and Google. The company is hawaitech.com, and what we do intelligent mission planning for drones. Drones today are programmed using waypoints. Takes a lot of time, and what we do is taking high-level information for a drone operation and making the drones take off very fast because we gain time of the mission time. So we do this for drones, aerial drones in the air, underwater, on the ground, underwater, and we speed up basically the operations and the efficiency for drones.
That's incredible. How are drones being used underwater? I don't even know.
Sorry?
How are drones being used underwater?
Oh, underwater, there are a lot of operations. There are basically, for example, maintenance operations in ports. Then you have all the wind fields, the floating wind fields, the steady wind fields that need maintenance as well. You need to look after the sea life, the ground, and then you have a lot of cables now on the water. So you need to secure these cables, see if everything is right. Some of them are going cut off north of Europe right now, so you have to be clear about that, right, as well. And then, of course, there are some other approaches to make the technology underwater as well.
To give you social media links.
So again, the LinkedIn is Hawaii.tech. The website is hawaitech.com, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And I'm over because I'm handing over to the next one.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm Nazim, Chief Operating Officer of Akidaya. So Akidaya, it's a company that works in the field of physical security and especially in access control. And we saw that since more than 30 years, all the solutions that exist in the market need to be connected to a network to validate that you are the right person. But when we are connected to the network, that means that we need an infrastructure that could be heavy and complex and even also expensive to put, because we need cables to connect to all the systems that we want to control. That means also, if it's connected, that we can attack it by distance if it's connected to the cloud. And finally, when we are connected, we cannot put it, for example, in isolated areas. So that means that we are limited in terms of security and access control. And with Akidaya, we created a mini box that is completely unconnected from the network. We have just to connect it to any electrified operating system. And it stored no data. We can, there is no pre-registered code inside, no database of IDs, but there is software that permits to challenge cryptographic access that you will receive on your mobile phone. When we are not connected, that means that, of course, we have costs of installation that are less than 70% less than a regular one. We cannot attack it, and we can also open this market of isolated areas. So by decentralizing access rights on the mobile phone of the user. And that's why we had also today, in the past January, also an award, a CES Innovation Award in the field of cybersecurity and data privacy. And we work today with big companies in the industry, tertiary markets, and also in technical facilities are today not very goodly secured or not secured at all.
Give your social media links.
Do you have? I can tell you that our website is www.akidaya.com, and we are also on LinkedIn, where is our main social media.
Wow, lovely to meet you. It's amazing to hear about all of the things, you know, the barriers that are being broken moving forward, and the security uses and all the possibilities that are out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day.
All right. I know we got 2 minutes left, so I'm going to squeeze that in. On who you are, where you come.
Hello, I'm Alexandre Bonat. I'm French, and I work for Otrera New Energy. I'm in charge of strategy and innovation. So at Otrera, we develop an advanced nuclear reactor based on the 50 years of industrial and technical feedback from the sodium sector in France. Our reactor produces both electricity and heat for several applications, mainly industrial ones. For example, for data centers, for district heating, to produce e-fuel or even hydrogen. And so our four main differentiators are our innovative architecture with simplified components at pre-industrial stages. We have high modularity, and we can also use different type of fuels, and especially for export. So that's really interesting to develop our technology in Europe and abroad. And
wow,
social media links.
Very cool.
So you can follow us on LinkedIn, so Otrera New Energy, or on www.otrera.fr. Thank you.
This is incredible. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So many applications.
I know we're out of time, but I'm not going to end this. I'm going to have him tell us who you are in 60 seconds or less. Go.
Hi guys, my name is Rodolphe Vogt. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Ocular Logistics. We're developing smart camera to automate inventory in warehouse. Inventory is so tedious, you have to count product for hours. So we develop a camera that you can install on forklift, and when the operator is on the warehouse, like the camera detects everything for him, and there is no more inventory to do by eyes. Everything is done by the camera. Thank you so much for listening to the pitch.
Social media links.
And on social media, you can find us on LinkedIn, Ocular Logistics.
Nice to meet you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and I will leave my place to the host.
All right, and I know we're out of time. This is always interesting. You never know what the hell is going to happen. Carol and everybody, thanks for asking questions. And Howard, everybody was asking about you.
They were.
As usual, I had to explain to who he is and everything. So we will see everybody next week. And I always say this: have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone out a smile like Terri. Please give them one of yours. I know she's smiling these days, which is good. This is Brian Sebastian, and we will see you next week. And yes, we always have something coming from the companies. And Howard, Barry, I'm working on him. He's here someplace. I'm going to run into him. And Rebel, thank you. I think you'll like the stuff. Carol, thank you as usual. I love your post today. And we will see the audience next week.
Ciao for now.